Hi Verse, it's me the Angel Man here today to give you guys another video. So welcome to Verse News. I'm happy to be back. Sorry I was away for a little bit. I know some stuff has come on and been talked about. Oh man, I know I missed it, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I went off to spend some time with the family. I got to go to my little cousin's quinceañera. I hope she had a great time. I had a great time just being around family, catching up with people, and meeting some new people as well. It was a really good experience. It was a fun time. I got drunk. If you can see the vlog, I got drunk. I was like, I said I wasn't gonna drink and I drank. So that happened. But regardless though, regardless, something interesting has occurred, and of course we're back to the topic of Ezra Miller. So a lot has happened with Ezra. I don't know what's going on, but after hearing about some certain things, I was like, oh wow, it's worse. At first I thought that when it came down to the issue of Ezra, I thought it was just something personal that was just going on. You know, I was hearing that something was going on with Ezra's family, and then obviously from what I saw from clips online that involved them, that Ezra had a drinking problem. So I thought, oh, Ezra's an alcoholic, so that's probably why all this is going on. From what I've heard, WB has actually tried to get Ezra some help. Like, they actually put in the effort to help them. But unfortunately, it didn't work. I did find an article because something has occurred with Ezra, and there are more things that I've even learned about that I'll talk after I read the article, of course, because I'm gonna get straight to it. But yeah, some things have come up that has to do with Ezra, and of course the movie that he's gonna be they are going to be starring in when it comes to The Flash. So with that said, lovers, let's get to it. So here we go, I'm on Forbes.com and I found an article talking about Ezra. Ezra Miller reportedly out as Barry Allen after The Flash, regardless of what happens next. They're fucked. WB has a crisis on their hands, but not one that will not be resolved by time travel or multiverse triversa. Ezra Miller's erotic and often dangerous behavior has turned the star of the $200 million 2023 movie Flash into a massive liability. Yeah, no shit. A new report from Deadline goes through some internal revelations of what's going on with WB right now and through their sources, and though they say the studio has tried to get Miller help, I knew it. See, I told you they were trying to help Miller. The situation is not improving and they have some decisions to make about the movie. Namely, cutting publicity for it, but keeping it in theaters, sending it to HBO Max instead, and so on. But regardless of what happens next, both Miller's legal problems and the Flash movie itself, one thing seems pretty clear, that Miller will not be returning to the role past what he's already filmed as Barry Allen. Sources even said no more accusations surface. The studio won't likely keep Miller in the Flash role in future DC movies. That would mean replacing him in the future, but there is still a $200 million investment on the line with the first film, and Warner Brothers execs have been crying at each new press report. There are other reports that WB is planning a larger overhaul DC project, and right now the continuation of what's viewed as the official DCEU in general does not seem like a sure thing. WB just spawned a new sub-universe with the Batman that they are very much enamored with, so it's not clear that if the Flash returned down the road, if this would be Miller literally being recast or simply time for a fresh Barry Allen reboot in one of these other sub-universe of his own. Yeah, they're really going crazy with that multi-universe shit. This will also come in the wake for the final season of The Flash on the CW, ending its 9-year run. Oh, it's coming to an end? Finally, man! God, I'm sorry, I know some people like the show, but it's been done. You could tell that show was getting tired. Like, you could just tell when watching it. They will also come into the wake of the final season of The Flash on the CW, ending in its 9th year. Actor Grant Gustin has been trending daily lately as fans rally behind the idea that he should replace Miller as Barry Allen, given what a good job he's done so far. This seems unlikely though, in fact that it seems pretty clear Allen wants to stop being the Flash with the show winding down. It would be a weird bit of the universe hoping to pull Gustin over from the DCEU without supporting cast and universe, but who knows? I think you'll be fine without them. Yeah, we don't really need all that. I think just that actor on his own would be enough for me. I mean, you really want to bring that Iris into the new DCEU? You really want to do that? Trust me, You really don't want to. I'll be fine. Keep all that CW writing out of the movies, please. WB is in a no good option situation here. And they have already been dealing with a variant of this with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard saga on top of all this. Well, I mean, yeah, you freaking fired him right after Disney did without any proof. Like, what do you expect? Of course you're gonna get backlash for that. Depp was removed from the Fantastic Beasts saga and recent in the wake of the domestic violence accusations, but the recent trials and decisions mostly in his favor now has fans demanding that Heard to be stripped out of her role as Mera in Aquaman 2. Rumors have spread that she's already been cut out, but Heard's camp has denied that. Miller, meanwhile, isn't talking about The Flash or Barry Allen at all. They're acting more like a Batman villain after deleting their Instagram, which had taunts to the authorities trying to locate and catch them. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. Yeah, that Miller had an Instagram account. He was posting all these weird pictures of we're in another dimension, you'll never catch us, or this and that. I don't know what the fuck Miller's on. Clearly, like, something major is happening. It seems likely we will see Miller in The Flash one way or another next year. It also seems likely we will never see them in a role again after this, nor perhaps too many others given in the way things are going. Okay, so Ezra Miller reportedly out as the Flash now. WB wants nothing to do with them. Yeah, that's a good decision right there, WB. Yeah, you should do that. You know, it does anger me in a way that I don't know why, but whenever it seems to come down to an actor in general, it doesn't matter which company at this point, they always seem to kind of keep the wrong people. You know what I mean? Like, this is just something that I'm noticing. There are a lot of quiet actors out there. There are actors out there that really don't have any social media. They're out there obviously doing movies or TV shows and stuff, but they're not really on social media like that. And there obviously are that some, and then, you know, when you learn certain things about them, then either you like it or you don't. You know, it depends on you. But when it comes down here to Ezra Miller, it pisses me off that WB and especially Disney, when it came down to Johnny Depp, they fired him without any evidence. It was just accusations. Like, there was no proof yet. You know, it was just somebody said so, and we gotta get rid of this piece of shit. Like, that's what they thought at first. Even though it turned out that Johnny wasn't a piece of shit. He was actually a really decent guy the whole time that we were all saying. Then they had the trial, and then look, massive evidence, and I mean massive evidence, went against Amber Heard. And then, despite that, Amber Heard is still working. And people are saying, oh, you need to take it easy. Come on, you know, like, it's just 10 minutes. Yeah, you're right, it is 10 minutes. It still isn't okay of the fact that you fired Johnny with no evidence of him doing supposedly what he had did. But then there's Amber with a shitload of evidence proving that she did do what she did, and she's still working. Same thing here with Ezra. For a while now, Ezra had some controversy ever since the whole issue with Miami happened. Ever since Miami, you know, a lot of bad talk has been going on with Ezra, and at first, I just thought maybe it was something that could have been taken care of. The first thing I heard about Ezra, to my knowledge, was the fact that Ezra was an alcoholic. And I was like, well, that's why all that was occurring, because Ezra has a drinking problem. And obviously when you drink, you know, you act very erratic, right? You act in a certain way. You don't know entirely what you're doing. You either forget about it or you don't. You know, it depends on, you know, the amount that you're taking in or what brand you're using. But here, it was just one thing after another. It was just one thing after another. First, it was the fact that it was a drinking problem. Then it became an assault charge. Then it was just domestic violence. Then next thing you know it, Ezra now has kidnapping on the list because of what has happened. Ezra, from what I know, is on the run. Ezra was supposed to show up to a court date, and Ezra didn't. Instead, Ezra was with a minor this whole time. Ezra drugged the minor, from what I've been hearing. Supposedly, Ezra's been using certain type of drugs that are to kind of help manipulate him in a way, and that supposedly Ezra is in a way starting something that's somewhat of a cult. That's what's been happening. Using drugs is some really, really disturbing stuff, guys. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, like, whoa, like, where did all that even happen? Like, how did that start? I don't even know what to say about it sometimes. And when it comes down here to WB, as soon as I started seeing all this, I was like, WB, you have to fire him, right? You should have been fired him. I don't even know why the hell you even still have him. At first, I was on board trying to have Ezra come back, only because I was like, okay, it's just the drinking, right? Like, the drinking has to be the issue here. WB even said it. They tried try to get their actor help. It didn't work, and then you find out there was just more than the drinking. And then that's when I was like, okay, you know what? I thought it was just one thing, maybe two things. Now that it just became a lot more, I'm like, never mind. Yeah, get rid of Ezra. It's not worth it. It's bad publicity. Ezra's a bad person in general. No, it's not worth it. Yeah, I don't like what's been happening here. It's terrible to hear because Ezra did make an awesome Flash, and I am a huge DC fanboy. But in the end of the day, not worth it. So start over, DC. Just start over. Start over later if you can. I really did like the Snyderverse. I really did, but it just seems like it's not gonna work anymore. So if you have to start over, fuck it. Start over, I guess. Other than that, verse, what do you guys think about this whole situation with Ezra? What do you guys think is gonna happen when the authorities catch him? What do you think is just gonna happen? It's gonna be interesting. I can already tell. But with that said, verse, if you guys like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification for more content. As always, look forward to the next video. And with that said, have an awesome day, and I hope everything just, you know, happens to work out when it comes down to the DCEU. I'm a little concerned now. Let's just see what happens next, verse. Laters.